Hi, I'm Andy, this is Porsche and Campers, and welcome to this video on the Delta 2 and the extra battery. Battery health is paramount whether you're talking lithium or wet batteries, but today I'm going to be focusing on the ECOFLOW. I purchased these units back in January 2024, about a week apart. Their situation is they are based on a boat, they power it round the clock, the inverter is on all the time. They are charged by solar during the day, and the last sort of 6 months I have been taking the main unit aside and charging that up once at night on the mains as well, purely because the solar hasn't been that great. I charge it at 1.2 kilowatts, which is the maximum available charge because I want to do it as fast as I can. And obviously that is what you would want to do. When I'm on the boat, I will use the capacity of the power packs together and bring them down to around about 50%. At that point, I will disconnect the extra battery because I want to save that, and then I will run the main unit down to around 10% and then put it on charge on the mains. I begin to notice a deterioration in the capacity of the main unit. I can't speak about the extra battery because it's controlled by the main unit. My problem is that I'm getting random levels of remaining charge and obscure time remaining figures, etc. And I can only think that it is down to the fact that I have been charging it at full capacity every single day for 4 or 5 months, maybe a little bit longer. If you look at ECOFLOW's own blurb, they state that the Delta 2 is good for 3,000 cycles, 10 years lifespan, and then dropping down to 80% capacity. 3,000 cycles, which is a full charge to discharge, that counts as one cycle, does not work out over 10 years. 3,000 cycles at one a day is more like 8.2 years. So there's a discrepancy there in that statement. I'm charging at 1.2 kilowatts on one battery every single day and have been doing it for months. I've conducted a number of resets at various times with, again, varying results. I've even gone down the route of where they say you need to charge it fully, discharge it, charge it again, discharge it, and so on. I think 3 times to get a true reflection of where the battery actually is capacity-wise. If you look at the settings in your app when it comes to charging on mains, the top one says optimize for battery health, and that is at 500 watts. That's the same wattage that it will accept through solar. Not 1.2 kilowatts, 500 watts. And there is the clue. It's taken me a while to work it out, but if you're going to charge your battery at maximum capacity in terms of power every single day, you are going to destroy the cells within the battery. Here's 9 ways to extend the life of your battery. Number 1, minimise high temperatures. Number 2, avoid low temperatures. Number 3, minimise the time spent at 100%. And number 4, minimise the time spent at 0 charge. Number 5, avoid fast charging. Number 6, avoid discharging more quickly than needed. And 7, 8 and 9 are basically just common sense. Don't get it wet, follow the instructions and avoid damaging it. Let me give you an example. If you took your car out every single day and ran it flat out, it's not going to last you very long before things start going wrong. And it's no different with a lithium battery. You need to treat them with a little bit of respect if you want to achieve longevity. Now the Delta 3 is out and the Delta 3 Plus, they look like amazing units, although I've heard there are a few technical issues with the 3 Plus, but that'll get sorted, I'm sure. The Delta 2 still remains a really usable and well respected unit within the ECOFLOW range. Same to be said about a lead acid battery. If you put it on maximum charge all the time, that battery is going to slowly deteriorate and not charge as well. Whereas if you put it on a trickle charge over a longer period of time, you'll get a better quality charge, because a lead acid battery, for example, goes from bulk charge to absorption to float, which is where it's bulking up the amps. Now, I have tried and charged my battery when I've not been in a hurry at the 500 watts and sometimes below. If I don't need it to be recharged really quickly, then I'll set it to say 300 or something like that. And I do feel it charges better and it lasts longer with a lower wattage charge. I really feel that ECOFLOW should make it quite clear in their blurb that if you charge your unit at maximum mains capacity every single day, there is any chance it is going to serve you 10 years at full capacity. There is no way it's going to happen. Those batteries will be well and truly fried by that point. I think it's more a case of the 3,000 cycles at 100% capacity is more based on a 500 watt charge and not the 1.2 or the 1.5 kilowatt charge that you can give them when they're paired together. We all have circumstances where you need it charged up quickly. This is what the unit was built for. So occasionally a full whack charge has to be done, and probably isn't doing it any favours, but if it's done occasionally, you're still going to achieve far better results than you are if you're doing it every single day. I have my parameters set to a maximum charge of 90% and a minimum charge of 10%. Occasionally I open those up and I will do a full discharge and a full charge, because batteries have memories and you need to reset them from time to time. I use the reset button on the devices. This is where I'm getting random figures. I'll show you what happened a couple of nights ago. I've just come down to see how the ECOFLOWs have done after a day of charging. They have been on all day, powering a freezer pretty much, and that's probably about it. So turning them on, we got 95 and 97. Now I'm just going to do a reset. So we turn them off and then push and hold. So we've got 95 and 97. Here comes the reset. 64 and 68. I just don't understand how it does it. So in the space of a recharge and a reset, we've gone from what was 98 down to 64 and 68. I'm now going to put it on mains charge to see how long the remaining time would be to fully charge it again. So I've got the mains lead plugged in. We're on 64 and 68. No current being drawn from it. Switching it on. Oh, there we go. So it's pumping in 500 watts at the moment, and it's saying that to fully charge it, it's 2 hours away at 500, and it's giving 205 of that to the extra battery. I'm just going to go into the app, and now we are on 1500 watts, 1.5 kilowatts, and it is saying that it is 44 minutes to fully recharge. Bearing in mind you've got the extra battery as well. That's getting 630. That's saying 41 minutes to charge, and this one is saying 44 minutes to charge. We'll give it a few minutes. And see what the adjustment might be. Because I think what's going to happen is that is suddenly going to go to full charge in nowhere near that time. And now it's gone down to one. Oh. Now that's interesting. It's dropped down to 700 watts and 500 watts on the bottom. And there you go, the top one has gone to 100%, the bottom one is sitting at 71, and that's in a matter of minutes. The charging input has dropped. It dropped significantly before the top one went to 100%, and now it's crept back up to 1008, of which it's giving 874 watts to the extra battery. Already the extra battery is saying there's now only 31 minutes to charge at 875 watts input. That will significantly drop. It's already dropping. And the 72% will go up to 100 really, really quickly. And this is, I'm 3 minutes into the video on this. My point is that even by resetting it on the button, you still don't get a true reflection of where the battery is at, percentage wise. Now it's dropped down to 375 at 73%, and it's saying 55 minutes, and you can always tell it will never pump the full amount into a battery that is nearly at its charge level. So I don't know yet, but I'm assuming that is going to go to 100% really quickly. We're 4 minutes and 14 seconds into this video since we plugged it into the mains. The input has dropped down to 212, 204, 199. If that battery was genuinely at 74%, it would allow a larger current to go in, and it's just not doing it. The input is only 100 watts and it's saying it's at 75%. Oh, bad angle. There you go. And it's dropped to it's dropped down to 84. So it's dropped down to 53, 52 watts at 76%, and it's saying it needs 4 hours to fully charge that battery. Bearing in mind, on the app I have it set to maximum. The fans have just stopped. The input is 40. The main unit is at 100%. It says it's drawing 80 watts and that it's outputting 34, which I'm going to say is, well, there you go, that's what it's giving to the extra battery at the moment. Now, I would have thought my extra battery, they were purchased around the same time, but my extra battery, I would say, is probably in better condition than the main unit, because obviously you cannot charge the extra battery up on the mains. So you've got to do it through your main unit, and it never gives it the full whack anyway. I'm just going to let this run. It's saying 10 hours and it's on 78%. I don't understand why it would only input 21 watts at 78% to charge it up. And it's the main unit that's controlling it. And it stopped at 79%. It has stopped charging. So I think the original figure that we had when we first turned the unit on before I plugged it in was probably more genuine than the figures that it showed me after a reset. I'm going to do another reset and we'll see what that does. So I'm going to turn the mains off and I'm going to close it down. I'll wait a second, turn it back on, holding the button, 79 and 100, and the bottom one has now gone to 100%. So that, in effect, I have conducted 2 resets there within about 10 minutes. I'm no tech geek, but I can't get my head round why these things are so random and giving me such conflicting results every single time. I'm going to leave it alone in terms of doing resets for the time being and just let them do their thing. They all work fine and they're still doing their job. I am convinced that I'm not getting as much out of it in terms of time. Nothing's changed in my usage. The batteries are doing the same thing day in, day out. They don't run heating. They run a battery charger management system which operates the heating, so it's indirect. It's definitely a case of gently catch a monkey in terms of reduce your charge rate as much as you can. The 500, I think, is an acceptable amount on a daily basis if that's what you're doing. I know the new units, in terms of the Delta 3 Plus, they have 2 charging points, and I believe now they can take 1,000 watts of solar. But at the end of the day, I think if you pump loads of power into it in the shortest possible time, that's where you're going to go wrong. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope I didn't babble on too much. I'm not great with tech stuff, but I do my best. But I'm definitely the wiser in terms of looking after my units a little bit more. I feel that I may have already done a bit of damage to my main unit, but I'm going to look after it a little bit better in future and hopefully get a good few more years out of it before I need to replace it. Thanks for watching. Porsche Campers out. Bye for now.